right. Morning arcade, take two. All right, hey everybody, welcome to the Morning Arcade Show podcast, where if you might be wondering, do I need to spend $60 for all these new games when Mina The Hollower is only $19.99? You've come to the right place. I'm Buddy Cat, and with me is...
the guy who's been playing Mina The Hollower the whole time, Ashton.
Hi there, Ashton. How are you doing? I was going to ask what you've been getting into, but I think that's really about it, right? You've just been playing Mina The Hollower, I guess?
Yeah, about it.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's projects around the house I've half done to make sure I can get back to Mina, but, you know, that's how it goes.
Totally get it. Well, I have had quite a week. Well, I'll get into what I played, which wasn't a ton this week because I've been gone all week. In fact, last week we didn't record our episode live because I was going to be gone all week, but I was kind of up in, spent a day in Seattle and then a few other places. I had to go to a doctor's appointment out of state. Whole long story, don't need to go too much into it here, but long story short, I was gone all week, but I'm glad to be back so that we can do this live. Quick note for the top of the show. Today is the Sony State of Play, and that's at 2 later today. Yeah. So if you're watching this live, we're going to be back later today at 2, just to kind of watch that and talk over it, right? I think that's what those things are about. Everyone calls it live coverage, but it's just us talking over it. That's really all it is.
Yeah. That's giving us the hot takes about what's happening, what's going on. And yeah, I'm kind of glad that we didn't do the Summer Game Fest showcase because, oh man, I was falling asleep watching that thing. It was not like, it seemed like every indie show that they were doing on there, every indie game that they're showing was just some kind of horror game, just rehashed a different way. Like, I don't know, man. It's great that horror games are coming out, but if you're having a showcase and that's almost all there is to it, I don't think that's a problem with the indies game. I think it's a problem with the showcase itself.
Right, because there's tons of other games. Yeah, probably coming out. I didn't watch it. I forgot about it. I was kind of busy getting stuff ready for today anyways, because usually I try to do some stuff ahead of time to prepare for the show, and I spaced it. I probably should have had it going in the background instead of like someone's stream, which is what I ended up doing while I was working. So, but yeah, Sony State of Play, we're going to be covering that a little bit later. That's pretty much it. I should mention though, I think I have a picture of it. Let me see here. Yeah.
Oh.
So, here, I'll pop it up here. I was, the big Ferris wheel in Seattle and the Space Needle. I made sure to game on both. So that is my hands with my Game Boy SP right there.
I think that's fake Photoshop. There's no game on that screen. It's a black screen. You're faking it. This is all fake news. You're trying to pull one over on us.
No, it was
not
legit.
A game on there.
It was legit. Super Mario Advance, Mario Brothers 2, the first one that came out.
Oh.
Yep.
Perfect.
No, I mean, I only played like 10 seconds. I just wanted to be able to say like I gamed on these two places because they're kind of high up. It's cool. I don't know. Is it nerdy? Yeah, but that's what I did. So I wanted to get that out of the way. So before we start the news, I don't know if news is the right term, but before we start, I want to give a quick shout out to a community member, K1. I think you know where I'm going with this. So do you remember a week or two ago, we were talking about what we played, and while I'm not proud of it, I play a lot of little indie games and meme games and stuff. I found this game called, it's a game where it's basically your dinosaur that's being chased by a furry. In fact, I think it's even called Dino Running from a Furry. Here, I'll pull it up here. It's pretty, there it is there. It's kind of corny. Right? It's not great. And we were joking about saying like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we made a meme game? Like, just take the most ridiculous thing we could do, like running in a game. And I think it was you that said, what if we put the Goobbhue from Final Fantasy, right? And so, K1, who's, I'm not sure if K1's here in the chat or not right now. Often they are. Took that idea and ran with it. And I mean, I'm not going to say it's the most amazing game. It definitely is a meme game. But he took it and popped out a game a day or two later, basically exactly what we were talking about. Here, I think let's see. Yeah, right here. This is it.
There it is.
This is it. Goobbhue running. And so there's kind of a joke going in a lot of our Discords where, like, if you disapprove or you're judgy of something, we put up the Queen's Fiend face. So we even put up the Queen's Fiend face when you die. Absolutely hilarious. I don't know if he's in the chat. If you want, you can link to where to find this. If it's still available, I don't know. I think he had it on a website. I'll put it in the notes when I post this on the actual podcast section. But I just thought that was awesome. I mean, like, we were just joking, and he literally went and did it. So,
and credit to K1, this game also works on your phone.
It does.
So you could take it with you wherever you go.
It does. And actually, this is one of our friends. We were telling him about it while he was streaming Motor Slice. And he was like, oh my God, where? Do you have a link? I got to see it. And so he fired it up while he was streaming. And so that's what this is.
Yep.
But yeah, I just thought that was... I thought that was amazing. Shout out to K1. It looks like K1 is in the chat. It says they're watching. So thank you. That was awesome. So yeah.
I still play that Goobbhue game to this day.
It's so easy to just fire it up on your phone, right?
Yep. Super easy.
I can say that even though Dino Running from a Furry did get updates with achievements this week, and I have played a little more and got some achievements. I think I have played the Goobbhue game more. Like, because I just have to show it to everybody.
Right? Such out of left field. Thanks.
I know.
Thanks, K1. You're amazing.
Yes, thank you. And if it's okay with you, we'll put that in the show notes, because who knows, other people might want to experience this.
And I'm going to say this off the cuff. This isn't part of the show or anything, but out of a lot of the people I've met, K1 is amazing. Truly great person in chat, in Discords, you name it. Props to K1.
Yes, 100% agree. Always a cool person. All right, so let's get into, I don't know if we call this news. I guess we should just officially name this section stuff we would be talking about even if we didn't have a podcast.
That's a nice long
right.
sentence. I like it.
Well, I mean, because that's why we started the podcast. We're always talking about video games, so why don't we just talk about them live? So that's what this is. Stuff we talk about even if we didn't have a podcast. First up, I put a note on here. I thought this was kind of interesting, is that the Steam Deck is jumping price, which I don't think anyone's surprised by.
Nope.
But, geez, I have the 1 terabyte is now $949, and I missed what the other one. That's like a $300 price increase. That's crazy, right?
I'm so old. I remember when the PS3 was like $600 and people were up in arms about it. Look at this guy now.
I know. And you know what's really funny? I still get notifications from Steam. It always suggests outdated things. It's always still suggesting Ashes of Creation. It still suggests that New World, the Amazon game, but it still suggests that there's a 20% off on the LCD Steam Deck, which doesn't even exist anymore. So I always click on it and I see this. And so I had a screenshot because I wanted to buy one of these a while ago. So I put a screenshot as a reminder, and I pulled it up, and I think it was just the LCD one, but when the Steam Deck launched, they were $399. Now, granted, it's got some upgrades like an OLED screen and stuff, but $399, and now we're looking, so we've gone from $400 to almost $1,000, which just, I get it. I mean, this thing was probably, I don't know if it was losing money at the price it was, but there we go.
Steam probably seen the scalpers selling them for lots, and they're like, oh yeah, we could do that too. So they're like, we'll just out-scalp the scalpers, and there you go.
Right. You know, and I'm sure some of it has to do with chip prices and stuff. Like, even if you go to Walmart and try to buy a little terabyte hard drive that used to be $89, they're like $250 now. It's just getting out of hand.
Yeah.
But this leads me to one thing that I was talking to, I believe it was my oldest, when the Switch 2 came out, and everyone was talking about how $449 was just absolutely crazy for a handheld and everything. And I mean, yeah, it was kind of expensive at the time, but I remember saying very specifically, and this was my take then, and I feel like I've been proven correct. I had said that the Switch was probably overpriced when it came out. I said, but Nintendo knows that prices are going to be going up because it launched right when trade war stuff started happening, all that sort of stuff. And so I was saying they know the price is going to go up. And so, as a company, you're worried about bad press, right? So I think they made a calculated decision of which was going to be worse press, to launch the Switch at a fairly high price for the time, or a year later raise the price. And I think they decided to just launch it a little bit higher so that they wouldn't have to raise the prices immediately now. And so now they've ended up kind of looking like the winner because it's like half the price of a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a whole discussion to be had of like, can you really even compare it to a Steam Deck? And all those arguments, I'm sure, are legit.
I mean, for me, the deciding factor is the software, right? The exclusive games. Like, I'm not going to be able to play Mario on a Steam Deck. So right.
And personally, I don't care about handheld too much. Like, if they made a Switch 2 that looked like a Mac Mini, just a little cube, and it was $50 less, I would buy that instead. Maybe even for the same price, because I don't use the handheld. I just like playing Mario Kart and Smash Bros. And stuff like that. Which leads me to one other thing. I'll report back on this. I don't want to give it too much time right now because I haven't done it yet. But this got me thinking, that like I do like having the stuff under the TV. And this the whole conversation about, well, if this is this expensive, my God, the Steam machine has probably got to be at least more than this if it's a high-powered, console. So I got to thinking, I have a backup PC that has like a NVIDIA 2060 in it. It's still very capable, more so than a Steam Deck. So I'm going to report back and take my first stab. I'm going to load Bazzite on there, which is a Linux version that is kind of focused on games, that basically makes a computer launch like a console. So I'm going to give that a shot and see if that's a good alternative, because I've been thinking about buying a Steam machine, but these prices are kind of scaring me at this point. So, I might be able to already do one that way. So we'll see what happens.
Well, definitely let us know. I've done something similar, not with a computer, but with my old PS3. I had put, at the time it was Fedora, Linux, or Yellow Dog. I don't remember. It's been a while. But I put Linux on my PS3, and I use that to be able to play a bunch of, Steam games and PC games and stuff on it. And that worked for a couple of years, and then it just got too overburdensome updating it, keeping it going and stuff. Well, it's like, I'd rather just have a console under there. So if that happens, let us know.
Yeah, because I love console gaming. I play my Xbox, but I'd kind of like to get away from the Microsoft atmosphere. And I had somebody in chat say the other day, they're like, well, just do it. They're like, this is never going to happen if people like you, he didn't say people like you, but saying if people who are talking about it stop talking about it and actually do it. So I'm going to do it and see how it works. It comes down to one thing. Can I get rid of the keyboard and the mouse, and can I just turn it on with a controller and have it fire up and play? And if it works, I'm going to be happy. So super excited. I also saw on this story, I thought it was kind of funny that Tim Sweeney from Epic took a swipe at Steam for raising their prices after they just laid off like 5,000 people or something ridiculous like that. So I don't know.
I almost started the show with, and I'm Tim Sweeney, tone deaf, but I couldn't get it. I couldn't say it. It wasn't happening.
Well, that's a lot nicer than Tim Teeny Weeny Sweeney or whatever. Wait. Well, I guess we're not getting any free Epic games now. All right. Way to burn bridges there. You know what? I'll just edit that out. We definitely didn't call him Tim Teeny Weeny Sweeney. All right. Moving on. I have next on here something that I thought, I don't know if this is news necessarily, but I'm always like looking to see like on Steam what's going on. And I noticed Dragon Quest is having like a big, I think a 40th anniversary sale. Is that what it says? 40th?
Yep. 40th anniversary sale.
So I thought this was kind of neat. So everything's on sale, and I haven't played any Dragon Quests, but I did go in. I didn't pick any up on Steam. This led me over to my Switch, and I picked up the I think it's like the Treasure Hunters or something. Just something to play on there. I don't know. You've played quite a few Dragon Quest games, right?
Yeah, all the mainline ones and some of the Dragon Quest Builder games.
Okay.
I haven't played any of the monsters, Dragon Quest monsters, but I heard that they're really good too. So one of these days I'll get around to them.
Nice. So have you played, because Dragon Quest has been kind of doing this remake thing, which is kind of what I'm leading to. They've been doing a lot of like remakes of their old games, like either 2.5D or 3D. I mean, I haven't played any of those. I'm still busy trying to get caught up on Final Fantasies, but
Yeah, so I bought the HD remakes for 1, 2, and 3. I plan on 100%ing them eventually. They're on my list to do, but they're a have to. I don't have a choice because Dragon Quest got me into role playing games.
oh, okay.
So it's part of my DNA. If it wasn't for Dragon Quest, we wouldn't be here today talking about video games because it's just a fun story. Right? I'll make it as short as possible.
No,
when
you're
I was
good.
a kid, Dragon Warrior had come out. Dragon Warrior was originally what Dragon Quest was called because copyrights for other things. And Nintendo Power had come out. And I was like 9 years old. And my grandmother ended up signing me up for Nintendo Power, knowing that, hey, I like video games. I play games. And apparently, when you first sign up for Nintendo Power, one of the first people that did it, you got a free game. And that free game was Dragon Warrior. So out of the blue, in the mail, was an NES game, Dragon Warrior. And that was it. I was hooked for life.
So Dragon Warrior, that was the translated name of the first Dragon Quest. Is that right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there was a tabletop game back then called Dragon Quest, and they couldn't get the naming for it back then because that game was Suom or whatever it was.
Oh,
so
okay.
The original one in North America was called Dragon Warrior, and I think they did up to 3 or 4 of them called Dragon Warrior, and then eventually they were able to take over Dragon Quest.
And so now they're kind of like renamed to that, right? I'm not quite as hip with the Dragon Quest lore as I probably should be. They're on my radar, so hopefully that treasure one that I downloaded on the Switch will be fun. I just was looking for something just to, I game differently when I'm playing on the TV than when I'm sitting down at my computer, so I'm always looking for fun games.
Yeah, because, computer seems more, I guess, hardcore, right? Where you're like sitting over there making sure you got things. When you're on your couch, it seems more relaxed and less stressful in my mind anyway.
Right, like that game just looks kind of, I mean, I don't think it plays like Pokemon. What is it? Dragon Quest Treasures. Yeah, it looks a little more light. Like if I was going to pick up one of the main games, especially one of the remakes, I'd pick it up on Steam and kind of go. But that's a game I know I probably won't even finish. It just looked like something kind of fun to mess around with on the Switch. The other thing that this was kind of leading, and I think this is maybe why they're doing their 40th anniversary sale, or not why, 40th anniversary is obviously why they're doing it, but kind of coinciding is they announced, I guess, an update and have some footage here, I'll pull it up, of the Dragon Quest XII. Now, this is from the official Square Enix site that I pulled this little blurb out of. It says it underwent a restart in development under a new structure with its title changed from Dragon Quest XII, The Flames of Fate, to Dragon Quest XII, Beyond Dreams. Now, official Square Enix site says, along with this change, the game's logo has also been completely refreshed. So if the logo is refreshed, that's saying something. Am I right?
Yep. Yeah.
New
before,
logo.
The logo was like fire of the Roman numerals for 12, and then now it's like Final Fantasy-ish. So like the logo behind Dragon Quest looks like a Final Fantasy logo in a weird way, which to a Final Fantasy fan and a Dragon Warrior fan, Dragon Quest fan, it's like I'm kind of concerned because I really want them to be separate. I don't want them to be homogenized because to me, the Dragon Quest is your old school turn-based games with a very kind of dark story. Like a lot of these games are you go to a castle and everybody in the castle gets destroyed.
Are they? Because they look so cute.
Yeah, exactly. It looks nice and chibi and fun. Kira Toriyama did all the art. This one is obviously not him because he sadly passed away. You know what that reminds me of? This guy right here. Maybe it is dark because this guy right here, like he looks a little high. I don't know. Are these like stoner kids? Right? I mean, look at those eyes. Right? He's like. So I'm hoping this doesn't go the way of, hey, everything's happy. We're just going to save the princess again, and then that's the end of it. I want to see. It's hard to say from just a trailer. It's hard to say from just a logo, but it raises those red flags. Like, wait a minute, this is becoming too Final Fantasy. Interesting, because when I saw that, it's funny you say that because apparently it is a big deal.
because I was just kind of joking when I saw that, like, out of all the things they could have mentioned, they dropped on this official Square page that it has a new logo. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. But apparently, I guess maybe it is a bigger deal than I thought. I look at this and it looks amazing. Like, I want to play this. Like, I want to walk around in this world. It looks incredible, but I just didn't realize they were such dark stories. I mean, I'm kind of newer to the JRPG genre. Final Fantasy XIV has kind of led me down that path. So maybe I gotta get going on some Dragon Quest, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I'll stream 11 again one of these days, just a quick run through for it, and then you can see how the story evolves, and then you can make your decision then.
Right? Doesn't Dragon Quest, like, like Final Fantasy XIV has MMOs. Dragon Quest has one, right? It's just in Japanese. We don't have it.
Yeah. It might have been shut down by now. I'm not sure. I haven't played much of it, but I was excited when they announced it, and then it never really came here. There's ways around it to be able to play it, but that's too much of a hassle for me.
Right. I've got so much on my playlist, like doing all those extra steps, I just wouldn't do it. You know what? Maybe they'll bring it to the United States someday in a mobile form with some microtransactions. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, please don't.
I did not say that.
Nightmare fuel. But for those who want to know, May 27th, what is Dragon Quest Day? So it's already happened, and that's partly why this sale is going on. 40th anniversary, Dragon Quest Days happened, so lots of good stuff for the Dragon Quest fans. There's even, like, I guess there's some new merch you can get too. Like, you can get statues of the Dragon Lord and statues of the King Slime stuff on the Square Enix store. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know the lore, but I know they definitely are associated with that little slime logo. I guess it worked, though. I got excited enough to pull the trigger and buy my first Dragon Quest game, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, which is awesome.
This game just looks so gorgeous. Like I feel like oh my god, my cat's attacking the door. So my cats generally sleep next to me when I'm streaming, or they're downstairs not doing anything. They never ever, like, kind of sit in the middle. But since it's like an actual podcast day, Batman is just going crazy. He's scratching at the door. He's meowing. So I may have to take a quick pause and let him in, which obviously we can edit out with the beauty of modern technology. But so that may happen. I don't know. But yeah, I would definitely play this game. I bet it launches with a demo. Seems like a lot of Dragon Quest games have demos.
Yeah, some of them do. Yeah.
So we'll see. I guess we don't have a date on this other than they just kind of showing it off.
Well, and people are saying that now that it could be pushed back even farther, because if they're redoing the whole story, redoing the whole themes, art, logos, then it's going to take longer for it to come out.
Right. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. I have a feeling, regardless of whether you have a hot or cold take on some of the changes, I have a feeling you'll be playing it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I can't not play it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Final Fantasy XIV news. There isn't a lot of news other than one thing. I guess it got a new patch. I haven't played the new patch yet. I played yesterday and did the Make It Rain event where you get the cute little otter backpack. I guess they referred to him in the game as a furry little gentleman. I guess that's, now we've mentioned furry twice in the show. Not my fault. Their words, not mine. So I haven't played the new patch yet today because it came out last night. You've kind of seen a few things in the patch, right?
Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but I do have some friends that are running the newly released Dancing Mad Ultimate raid.
Oh, that's right.
Going on. They're not trying to be world first, but there are people trying to be world first to try to get it taken down, because that's a big thing with 14 is, world first rating. Before we started recording this, no one had done it yet. They might have by now. I don't know yet. I haven't been keeping up.
You mean it's not on the second screen?
No. Well, second screen is our chat. But it'll be interesting to see which team is able to get Kefka. But there's also, besides the ultimate, there's also other things like the space exploration had updated, so now crafters can get their next generation of their ultimate weapon. A whole bunch of new items were released for, like, housing and some new triple triad cards. So, some good things.
Oh yeah, you had showed me the you sent me a link in the Discord for the new Paladin sword and shield, right? I think that's what
Yeah,
you said.
for the ultimate raid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll get like Plazo coins for beating it, and then once you get enough of those coins, then you go turn them in for the ultimate relics.
God, they look nice. I will never own any of that stuff. Probably, I'll never say never, but they look really awesome. I've got my Moogle gun on my machinist. I'm happy.
Yeah, a lot of those raids you can't do unsynced. You have to do them synced. So even older ones, you have to get a party and kind of practice and learn and do it. They're definitely a thing to think about doing before you do it. Like know your rotation type of situation.
Right. I went in yesterday. I'm kind of unlocking, because I'm current on the raids from I think Shadowbringers up, and Dawn Trail and stuff, but I haven't done some of the old ones. So I'm doing the Epic of Alexander stuff right now. And I went into a fight yesterday. The queue wasn't that bad, which was nice. And oh my goodness, we just got our heinies handed to us. Luckily, someone was in there that was like, "Here's what you need to do." And lucky for me, it was mostly like a tanking thing. But yeah.
Yeah.
I do enjoy doing the raids. I just don't know if I'll ever like be on a team that's like doing current stuff. I just don't know if I have the time to do it because I'm all over the place. I like, I'd rather play 5 games in 1 week than spend, my 20 or 30 hours I have to game on one game. It's just the way I am. So, I mean, I think it took me 1.5 years to play through the MSQ on Final Fantasy XIV, even though it's like I consider it my main game, and I'm current on everything. But
and then January you'll be behind again. You'll have to get caught up.
I will stay caught up, and as soon as Beastmaster drops, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm gonna like set some time aside. I cannot wait for the Beastmaster. So hopefully it's awesome. I think
we're 2 patches away.
What's that?
Right, it's 7.5 and 7.56. So
yeah,
we're about 2 patches away from Beastmaster, I think.
I was just joking. Like, it's the thing I've wanted more than anything in Final Fantasy. Even if it's limited, it's still something I'm super, super excited about. I'm moving in a month or two. I'm getting closer. I don't have an exact date, but I have a feeling it's going to drop when I'm moving because there'll be about 2 weeks where I'm probably like, in a temporary place I'm staying. I don't know if I'll have internet yet, and it's all going to be dropping. All the excitement's going to be going. I'm going to have such FOMO because I know that's just my luck. That's the way the timing is going to be. So hopefully not.
So if you move sooner, will you get Beastmaster faster?
That's true. You know what? I would be willing to take one for the team for that. I would. Yes, I would. Perfect. I would do that. Just for you guys.
Get out of here. Move. Right. Come on. You need me to help you pack up? Right. Let's get us going.
Right. Yeah, you can pack Batman up for me. So that leads,
Hey,
one of the things that happens on this show, right, is we constantly talk about Final Fantasy XIV. And we actually met playing Final Fantasy XIV. That's how we're friends, is from Final Fantasy XIV. So we always joke about, we talk about Final Fantasy XIV so much, and sometimes it just dominates the show so much. We should just start a Final Fantasy XIV podcast. So, just would like to announce that that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we're going to be starting recording this week.
Yep.
Of a Final Fantasy XIV podcast, and hopefully it goes well. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it would go. I mean, it's going to be at least, this. I was almost to say at least as good as this, but that might, I don't want to over exaggerate our status here, but I think it'll be fine. Our plan is we're going to try to launch it this week. We're not going to stream this one live. We're just going to record it on the side and then just upload it to like YouTube and Spotify and all that. And the reason being is we'd like to get some other people on the show. Who knows, maybe if we even find somebody else regular that wants to be on all the time, or just guests, like maybe, some community members, some other streamers, just some people who are super into Final Fantasy XIV. And by not doing it live, it allows us to kind of work with someone else's schedule. We'll try to keep it on the same day. I think that's important. But the recording time, that way, if somebody's like, oh, I don't get off work till like 8 p.m., we'll be like, hey, that's no problem. We'll record it 10 tonight. Or if somebody's like, yeah, I work evenings, we'll be like, yeah, we'll see if we can try to do it at like 10 in the morning. So that's the reason we're not going to do it live. So yeah, the plan is to try to get some more voices in there and get some more takes and stuff. The first one will just be us because we want to get it off the ground first. So, yep,
get the structure kind of going, ready to play, and then hopefully we can get some of our fantastic community members on.
Yeah, that would be absolutely
awesome.
That would be great, because I feel like we have. I can't speak for you. I mean, you're pretty hip to the lore and everything, but there are definitely community members that are far more qualified than I am. So, but hopefully we'll make a fun show. And if the news is slow, our kind of thing, we're gonna make it a Final Fantasy XIV podcast, but we're also gonna cover, like if something big's going on, like if the third game comes out for the trilogy of 7, of course we're gonna talk about it. So we might even have a little segment, other Final Fantasy news.
I got my fingers crossed for today. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm hoping.
I do feel like, and we'll dive into this more because we're going to be actually covering the Sony State of Play at 2 o'clock today, but I don't know if we'll get it, but I think one thing that will happen, if we get it, we'll find out if it's going to be a Sony exclusive or not, and if we don't hear anything today, I think that moves us a little more into feeling confident that it won't be an exclusive.
Oh, that's true.
So I almost feel like no news might be some good news for PC gamers. So that's just my take. I'm not basing that on anything other than just kind of timing and the way like the gaming market goes. So yeah.
And Square has announced that they want to kind of move away from exclusives and try to just release on all things at once. So
right, I guess
it would make sense.
It just comes down to, like, I know that I don't think they want to do an exclusive with that. Like, I don't think that's something that they're even remotely interested in. It kind of sounds like, because they've already said that they're optimizing it for PC first. So we know they're PC first now. They've said that. But it's a trilogy and they could have already inked a deal,
Yeah.
And I can see why they're not talking about that. So we'll wait. We'll see. We'll know eventually. I haven't played 1 or 2 yet, so I have plenty of time. All right.
You're like, I'm in no hurry. And here I'm like, come on, you have to play. You don't have a choice.
Right. Oops, hold on. I gotta move something over here. All right. So the next thing I have, this isn't like huge news, but it's definitely not a surprise, is that the Fable that was supposed to come out towards the end of the year has now been pushed back to 2027 without a date. And, I think we know why. I mean, the elephant in the room, it's not even an elephant in the room. It's GTA 6, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a little bummed.
And me, I'd rather have a Fable than a Grand Theft Auto. But also, I do want them to take their time and make sure it's polished and well done. I don't want to play a Fable game that's, janky. I'd rather get the Fable feeling for it. And if they don't want to release it around the same window as 6 to be able to, work on it and get as much money as possible from it, that's fine. That's okay.
Right.
Take their time.
Yeah, I mean,
We've already waited how long for another Fable? What's another couple of years?
I kind of feel the same way. A game like this, it has to be perfect, because it looks like the type of game that you could just absolutely lose yourself in. And I know that companies always put pressure to get games out before they're ready. So if they were trying to get this out in 2026, I can't help but imagine that it was probably, they weren't comfortable with that date, so this probably takes a little pressure off their back. I forget the new studio's name. I know they're based out of the UK. I can't remember who's doing it. But hopefully that'll take some pressure off their back.
Molyneux.
What's that?
We'll just call it not Peter Molyneux.
Right. I just hope that it takes pressure off their back, instead of them being like, okay, well, we have extra time. We can let 50 people go. Because I don't know if that studio's like that, but Microsoft's got their hands in it, and they're going to fire people whenever they get the chance. I think they wake up in the morning just like looking for people to fire. So hopefully this is a good thing, not a bad thing. I'm excited for it. In fact, when this game launched, I had never played any of the Fable games, because I was always like a GameCube guy around the time that these came out.
Oh.
I always wanted to play them, but I watched the trailer when they showed all this new footage for it a few months ago. And I had COVID at the time, so I was stuck on my couch, so I downloaded Fable on my Xbox and just pretty much played it from sun up till sundown for that day, and then some of the next day. So I've got a pretty good taste of Fable to see what it's about. I found out what the chicken kicker memes are and stuff, so... But yeah, yep. I'm so excited. This, like, when I close my eyes and picture what a perfect game looks like, this that we're seeing right here, which isn't actually moving... There we go. This is it right here. This is what I picture.
That's a bold statement. The perfect game in the new Fable? Wow.
I mean, it looks as good as Shrek. I mean, it looks like Shrek,
right? Right?
This reminds me, like, with, minus the green ogre, this is like stepping into Shrek and just like living it. So I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll launch it with, like, if the opening credits have All-Star from Smash Mouth, it's over.
No.
Game of the year.
Done. We'll never see Buddy again. He's
That's right.
stuck. Yeah.
So when this comes out, I will be doing a deep dive into this one for sure. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. Last little thing I have on our list is that The Witcher 3 is getting an expansion. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, another DLC for it.
Well, not just DLC, they have specifically said that it's not a DLC, it's a full expansion.
Yeah, well, expansion DLC is the same thing to me.
Well, me too. I'm 100% with you, but they went out of their way to even point out that there's a difference between the two, and this is a full expansion. Their words.
Yeah, expansion has way more stuff. DLC is smaller. Expansion is way bigger.
Right. I think kind of the general consensus. The general consensus is that DLC is something you get for free. Expansion is something you buy. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but
there's paid DLC. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, there's paid costumes, right? They'll charge for anything. But yeah, that's what they said. I think this sounds pretty crazy. This game is what, 10, 11 years old at least, right?
Yeah.
And we've been hearing about The Witcher 4 for a long time. So they said this is going to kind of bridge some of the gap in there. And they've also said that they're going to be upping the PC requirements and stuff when this comes out. So it sounds like they're doing some overhaul on the engine. Thank God they're not moving to Unreal 5. They're going to stay in their CD Projekt Red engine. So hopefully that'll be a little better optimized. But
yeah, it'll speed up their whole process of making the games then, because working with tools you're familiar with will just make it faster.
So will you be playing this when it comes out?
Oh man, probably not. I'm going to wait for 4.
Yeah,
and I think I was talking with Tonix. I'm going to out you on this. But I was talking with Tonix about this the other day.
I think Tonix is in the chat too. So
yep. Where we were talking about our experience with Witcher 3, and we both love the game. It's both great, but I only got through like half of the DLCs. I think there's 2 DLCs, maybe 3. I don't remember.
2, yeah. 2.
But by the time I got to halfway through the last DLC, I just stopped playing the game because you were just too overpowered. You just like fights weren't that engaging anymore. They weren't that grand. And I've got the platinum on Witcher 3. You have to play it on the hardest difficulty in order to get that platinum. And it just became so easy. It's just like I don't know if I want to keep playing this anymore. Like the story's great, but it's just there's no more challenge in the game once you get to that point. So like having an expansion is great, wonderful, explore the story, but the gameplay for me is just going to be probably too easy unless I start a new character and I try to limit myself.
Well, I think maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Witcher DLCs are standalone, so you don't have you could just fire up a brand new game and start one of the DLCs. So
you might be able to, yeah.
So I think that's kind of one of the things that people like to do is start fresh when they do that. I haven't played any of the DLCs. I've only played the base game, and it was on Switch, which has horrible frame rate and stuff. I'm still excited about it. I like that you're saying that it's kind of easy because, I'm not great at like Souls-likes and really hard games. I often play games on story mode or just leave them on like the suggested one. I never crank it up to hard. Like I'm fine if I have a big sword that's like OP and I can just knock everybody down as long as the story's good. Right.
So The Witcher is one of those weird games where when you first start it's balls hard. Like you're going to have a hard time. And that's partly because you don't fully understand the mechanics. Like, there are some moves you can block, some moves you have to dodge, some enemies you have to use certain things on. So you have to kind of read up on the enemies to know what their weaknesses and strengths are. But once you get to a certain point of the game, and that kind of just becomes habit, and you kind of understand the monsters you're going through, then the game just becomes super easy. So like the beginning of the game's hard, and then after that it just plateaus, and it's just not hard at all anymore.
And that's what I've heard. I've heard a lot of people say that they're not super into the combat, but when I hear someone say they're not super into the combat, for me that's That's like code for, ooh, this sounds like a game for me. Because when people say they're not into the combat, it generally means it's maybe a little too easy, which is fine with me. I don't know. I feel like I need to fire this up and maybe play through it. I don't think it's a good game to necessarily stream for me, but it seems like one that I might like to just play on the TV and actually play through it, because it seems like an all-timer. It seems like one that everyone should at least play through the main story.
Yeah, the story for Witcher, and not just the story, but how Witcher does the side quest, how they all kind of intermingle together. It should be the gold standard for how side quests and stories interact with each other for all games. But the combat just needs work.
Right. Yeah, I would like to play it before this one comes out, because I'd like to play the new one when it comes out. So, I don't know. I think I've got like 20 hours into it, so I don't know. I might pick it back up, see if I can find some time for it. I definitely love the world. I love the lore. I love the kind of high fantasy vibe. I watched the Netflix series, even the stuff that people said wasn't that good. I still liked it. I still, still enjoyed it. These sort of worlds just kind of take me out of the real world for a little bit, even if some of it isn't the best. So I enjoyed the Netflix stuff.
Being able to see things you don't get to see in your normal everyday life, right? It's the fantastical.
Right. So yeah, Witcher 3 getting an expansion. All right, I think that's about it that I have on our list of, what do we call in this category? Things we would talk about even if we didn't have a podcast.
I think it's going to change every time you say it.
All right. We'll see. You can hold me to that. All right. Let's get into what we've been up to when it comes to the world of video games. I think you should go first, if you don't mind, because you played the game that everyone is talking about, the one I mentioned up front, and that is
Mina The Hollower. Holy cow. I was playing that game almost all night. I got home from work and decided that Mina the Hollower was a game I'm just going to play and not sleep. And Buddy even had to drag me away from the game to come do this podcast because it's just that good.
This is true. I had to remind you with it. Yeah, we got a podcast this morning.
Like, come on! Oh, you got some of the mini games. Cool. So it starts off a lot like Pokemon. Pick your favorite kind of Pokemon, but it's weapons. So you can do like the daggers, you can do a whip, you can do a hammer, and then it has a very Souls-like feel to it, where the first boss you fight, it'll kill you, but the game doesn't end. You keep going. It's like, oh yeah, this game's going to be hard. You can kill the boss, and I highly recommend practicing it to kill the boss because you get a cool new item for doing it. So hot tip: kill the boss, get the new item. And then the tech for the game, the movement tech, the way that it feels is just on point. Like, when you mess up, it was your fault. It's not like, oh, the game screwed me. No, you messed up because it was you. And the dodge is unique. It's called Hollower because how you dodge in the game is you dig underground, which makes you move a lot faster than you can just jump up out of the ground.
So digging is back on the menu.
Digging's on the menu. The writing is phenomenal. Tons of different builds and optimizations you can do. Hundreds of secrets in the game. Like, I've gone back to old places I've been to and found secrets that I missed. Like, oh, how come I didn't see this before? And then it's completely non-linear. You can go whichever direction you want to go first to kind of power up the 6 generators in the middle of the town. You don't have to follow them. And apparently there's no like power scaling for it. So you don't have to worry about being overpowered for certain areas or whatever. It is skill. It's all based on your skill. It's such a great game. Like, and there's unique things that you don't even think about. Like, I was kind of working on the town a little bit to see what I can find. And I found a mount. You can ride a little steed to get around faster. Like, how is that a thing in this game? But
it's got mounts?
Man, it's got mounts.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It is totally worth picking up.
The fact that you say it's like kind of a little bit open world and has mounts and all that, every time someone makes we made a 2D MMO with pixel graphics, it makes me think this is what they should look like and feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll never happen.
100%. But... So here's a hot take from me.
Sure.
I think that the Souls games are like mature Legend of Zelda games, right? Like, I've played Legend of Zelda.
You've said that before. You've told me that, yeah.
Yeah, I've played Legend of Zelda so many times. It's almost like second nature. Like, I can beat Ocarina of Time without picking up any heart pieces. I can beat it with 3 hearts, no problem, right? So my earliest memories is just having fun learning that game. And my thing is like, there's all these Souls games that mimic that 3D Zelda games that are hard like that, but there's never a Souls-like game as hard as A Link to the Past or Link's Awakening, the top-down 2D kind of Zelda games. And here we have a perfect example of it. Like, if you wanted a really hard Souls-like top-down Zelda game, this is a game for you.
That's
worth
awesome.
$20. I'd give them more money. Like, I'm already going to buy a couple more copies of this on the Switch and on my computer just to give them more money. Not just play them. I'm going to play on my PlayStation, but like, yeah, it's a crime selling this game for only $20.
You know, I'm a little surprised that they did that. I mean, maybe they did it because of not Hollow Knight, the other, why am I blanking on the name? The other kind of big indie 2D game that was a big deal. Like, it's like the most obvious game. I don't know why I'm not thinking of the name of it right now, but
like
I'm
surprised. Or
so yeah, there we go, Silksong, yeah. But I'm surprised they did it because I mean they have the pedigree, right? Shovel Knight was huge, and it's been out a while. I remember I played. Was one of my favorite games. I played it on the Wii U. I liked it so much. I have the amiibo. You know, love Shovel Knight. Like, they could have easily charged $29 or $39 for this. I'm not telling them they should. I mean, it's awesome that they're doing this, but I don't know. Maybe it's just kind of encouraging other developers to bring the price down a little bit. But yeah, it definitely seems like they could have charged more.
A fun kind of fact about this game. One of the developers was making this game on the side. He was just kind of making the game that he wanted to make, and it wasn't going to be a yacht club game. It was just his own kind of personal project.
Oh, interesting.
And then when the rest of the team seen what he was doing, they're like, "What? We got to get on this!" And so now we have it. So
it's
passion
great
project, my man.
It just looks like one of those games. Like, if this was like a major developer, they would have skipped a lot of the little details. But this is like literally all the stuff people want in a game like this. It's like, you know.
Yeah.
I just love it when you see developers just realize that if you just make good games and give people what they want, that the money will just kind of come. You know, I know there's a lot of competition in the indie space, but I don't think there's like, you know, an infinite list of games like that are this good that just don't get any publicity. I think if a game's really this good, the players come, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't hurt being yacht club games, obviously, but yeah, that's amazing. I thought about playing this even before you said that you were playing it. I like put it in my cart even and almost pulled the trigger. But then when you explained it, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to play it because like it almost might be too hard for me. So I don't know. I might just get frustrated. I'm not great with super difficult games. I'm like an adventure guy, you know. But it does look fun. Oh my god. You know, I'm going to end up buying it anyways. I shouldn't even be.
Yeah, you don't even worry about the difficulty. It'll come, right? You'll learn the mechanics. You'll get used to it. The first death is going to be just the first boss. You're supposed to die to it. It's okay. Like, yeah, even if it gets frustrating, continue through. It's worth it. It is.
You know, and sometimes I don't mind dying if you can learn. In fact, I'll talk about dying a lot when I get to what I played, but yeah, I don't know. I'll probably end up picking it up. Like, I'll probably resist for a week or so, but eventually I'm going to give in just because it looks so adorable and the graphics are exactly... I love this style. And Yacht Club nails it. Like, they never look like, oh, we drew some pixel art in Photoshop and put it in a 3D engine. Like, their games like always look like kind of authentic the way they do their style. Even though clearly they have some modern features. You can see the 3D stuff in there. Although the 3D doesn't look like real 3D, it almost looks like they programmed it. So I don't know, but yeah, I'll probably end up getting it. All right.
Yeah, if you do play, the fidelity of the game is phenomenal. And when I mean fidelity, like when you jump and all the little animations for when you jump and all the little animations for when you use your attacks, it's just they nail that kind of stuff.
That's good. You know, and back in the day, that was the difference between a good game and a bad game, right? Like, it seemed like all of the kind of shovelware, you know, Sega Genesis era games that were like tied to like a movie or a cartoon that was on TV were often so janky, but then you'd play like a Mario or something and they just always felt so much better. Or like, you know, DuckTales, like everything just felt really responsive and stuff. I mentioned DuckTales because obviously these guys are a fan of DuckTales, clearly. with
Oh
Shovel
yeah,
Knight.
obviously, yeah. You can see the inspiration from those '90s wonderful games.
Yep. Well, unless you have anything else to say about it, should we move on to what else you played?
Oh man, I could talk about Mina forever, but we should move on.
All right. Well, Mina the Hollower podcast launching later this week. We'll keep you posted. No,
Heck
just
yeah.
kidding.
Heck yeah.
What else did you get into?
I also, Final Fantasy 14, finally got my Phantom Relic done, which was a long ways away. And it's not fully done. The next couple patches will release more of it, but I got that done. I even did the glam thing where you make your macro to make it glow on your back, even though it's not supposed to, just to show it off a little bit.
Nice. Well, let me say congrats, because that's a big deal, getting a relic weapon. I mean, you've been talking about it every day, posting your progress. So congrats on that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was looking pretty cool too. Like when you first start getting it and you start leveling it up to its different tiers, it doesn't look all that great, but this step looks really cool. So I'm excited to see what the next step looks like.
Nice. And maybe
definitely not as cool as the ultimate from Dancing Mad, but it'll get there.
Nice. And when we do our Final Fantasy podcast later this week, I'm gonna hit you up to maybe do a deep dive into what it takes to get the relic weapon. That's something that I'm curious about. Yeah. So for anyone just listening, that'll be, I think, later this week, but hopefully we can dive into that a little deeper.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm gonna pick your brain.
And then I've been helping some friends unlock all the dungeons because they don't have all the dungeons unlocked. So we've been doing that, getting extra dungeons and raids and stuff unlocked for them. I think we just finished all of the ARR for them. And I think we got ARR and Heavensward's done. So we're working on Stormblood ones now for them.
Nice. Now, are you just getting all the basic ones, or are you unlocking like the hards too?
All of them.
Oh, literally all of them. Okay, nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Get it. And, feel free to tag along, come get more dungeons unlocked.
Yeah, I need to do that. I should be joining.
Yeah, a big part of the game is seeing some of this new stuff happening. And then my free company's been talking about doing some practice runs on Dancing Mad, so we'll see if that happens.
Oh, nice.
I don't know when, but it's definitely stirring up the free company to be wanting to do more stuff. So
nice.
That'll be fun.
Super exciting. That is something I will probably never do, but I did enjoy the original Kefka fight. So I got my little airplane that I fly around on. One of my favorite mounts. In fact, I have 3 mounts on my favorite that I randomly choose, and along with the Fat Cat, the little airplane from the Kefka fight is one of them. It's just so adorable, especially with the Lalafell. You know me and the Lalafels.
See, this means that we have to get a crafter leveled up for you so you can go get the bunny mount, the little robotic bunny, to do your little boombox jam.
Yeah, I will do it. It just takes time. I think I'm getting close to 1,000 hours into Final Fantasy XIV now, so it's probably time to craft something, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, what else did you play, or was that it?
I also did, like you, and this is kind of bleeding into yours, but Path of Exile 2. The new stuff, but I'll let you talk about that and your experiences with it, so I don't overshadow that one. But that was definitely a fun one.
Nice. Oh wait, I have here on the notes that you said you played No Man's Sky. Do you want to?
Oh yeah. Okay. So No Man's Sky, they came out with a new expedition, 22, I want to say. So I don't play No Man's Sky a whole bunch. The only time I jump in anymore is when they do the new expeditions. And this one is a unique expedition, actually. So normally you get like tiers, tier 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 sometimes, that you kind of work through to unlock things for your account wide stuff. Mm-hmm. This one has only got 3 tiers, and it's more of a community thing. So when you first start it, it kind of separates you out into these different things. Like I think it's like Weaver, Royal, and something else. I forget what the third one is, but I got Royal, and so you got to help your Royal faction to get points in order to unlock all these things. So it's a very different take for the expedition. It's been fun. It only took me about an hour and a half to get everything done that I needed to get done for it. So it's short, fun. The armor looks cool, worth doing for the armor set, because like this beetle armor that you can change colors and stuff on it.
It looks incredible. I mean, I So I played No Man's Sky a long time ago, long before it was anywhere where it is now. And I don't know, I maybe played for 10 hours or so. I actually enjoyed the time I spent in there. I haven't dove back in since they've made so many of the changes, but my son is actually home with the flu right now, and he fired it up maybe 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and he's just been there like all day, just like sitting there coughing and playing No Man's Sky like all day long. So I think he's definitely loving the new update. So I don't know, I might jump in, but I just love everything about what these guys are doing. I mean, the fact that the game launched kind of lackluster, you know, they could have given up. They just kept going and going and going, and now they're to the point where they're, you know, I think they're working on what's it called, Light No Fire. You know, and you constantly hear like, oh, we developed this new technology while we were making Light No Fire, so we thought we'd throw it in No Man's Sky. Like, most developers aren't going to do that. So, Hello Games, I mean, just, I love it. I love it. Even though I haven't played this game in years, I love what they're doing.
Yeah, and No Man's Sky is one of those games that you can play for years, honestly. Like, there's so much things in it. Collecting all the languages, and there's like 3 or 4 different languages to collect, the story for it. But then you have like all the ships that you can collect. You have all the ships that you can create yourself. You have the mechs, you have the mounts, you know, different vehicles and cars that you can do. Just, the amount of stuff in this game is insane. They, you know,
it blows my mind. This is one of those games, even though I haven't played it, I've definitely kept up with it and what they're doing. It's like, it's like secondhand playing, right? I've watched so much over like my son's shoulder that I feel like I kind of know what's going on.
They also don't limit you that much either. Like, your inventory is a little limited, which kind of sucks, but they don't limit like what you can do or collect. So like, I got harvesters on all sorts of different planets that are constantly just collecting stuff for me all the time. So I'm like, oh, hey, I need this element. I can just go warp to that planet, pick up all the elements, and then warp back, and I'm ready to go. I don't need to worry about it. So like, it's such a great game.
It's just a game you can absolutely get lost in.
Yeah.
Which to me is like one of the most important things in a game. Like, you want to play games to have fun and escape, you know?
I think I got like 300 some odd hours in this game alone.
God, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's probably what my son has. He's one of those people, like, I look at his playtime, like, he doesn't play a lot of games, but the games he plays are often like 800 hours, 1,000 hours, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'd like to say that I'll check it out, but I'll probably just keep watching my son play. So yeah, I think that looks like it for what you played, unless I'm missing anything. If I am, please let me know.
There's a lot of little tiny games, but these are the major ones.
Right. That's kind of the way I am. Like, oh God, if you look at like my Steam playlist, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I played like 12 games this week. Not this week because I've been on vacation, but...
V Rising, I've been playing a lot into. I think I talked about that last time, but I just got into Act 3 or 2. Yeah, I just beat Act 2. I'm just now into Act 3 for V Rising.
Oh, nice.
So that's been a fun game to play.
Nice. Yeah, I picked that up when it was on sale. I definitely plan to check it out sometime. That's definitely one on my list. All right, well, I guess I'll jump into what I played. First up, I'm going to pull this up because I thought this was kind of interesting. Steam was having this event called Wizards, Witches, and Warlocks. I think let me see if I have it pulled up here. Yeah, started over here. Witches, Wizards, and Warlocks.
There you go.
I think it might still be going, but it's basically just like a lot of indie games. It's the type of sale where I love Wizards, Witches, and Warlocks, obviously. I would probably be one if I could, but apparently I've looked into it and you can't. At least ones that can, like, you know, summon things and stuff. So,
wait, you're not a warlock?
Huh. No, I've Googled how, and apparently you can't. But anyways, you can see stuff on my wish list here. There's a game called Wizard Cats that's on my wish list. It's going to be coming out. A game called Witch Spire that's been on my wish list for a while. Tons of stuff. So I pulled the trigger on this game called Hands of Doom. Let me pull up some footage here. This game is wild. I wish I would have had more time to play even more of it this week. What it is, it's supposed to be like this 90s vibe. You can see by the graphics here. I'll just pull it up on here. Sorry, I keep switching screens. It's got like this 90s vibe, and it checks all of the boxes. And this is aside from gameplay. This is just the vibe, right? It's got this this like kind of creepy, low budget, heavy metal soundtrack. This is like 90s metal, like dark metal, like Typo Negative or something. It's got FMV cutscenes that are really low res. So, you know, like Bork or Dork or Zork, whatever that game was, or like the Dark Forces games, like those really bad like cutscenes, right? It's got that. It's got low budget voice acting. The graphics are authentic. It reminds me of that game. What is it? Forbidden Solitaire kind of had this similar vibe where they just capture that 90s like DOS early Windows gaming vibe just so perfect. And what it is it's kind of like you have to kind of feel your way around. It doesn't give you any clues or hand holding, and you just eventually, you know, you kind of start out wandering through the forest, not sure what's going on, and then you eventually get through a gate and you like wake up in this wizard temple, and this wizard summons you to see like the wizard knight or something like that, and you're kind of like slowly gaining back your memory. I haven't gotten too far, but my god, the vibe is just bonkers, and it was on sale for like $2.99. I don't think it's like a huge game by any means, but it jumped out at me and it just looked quirky enough I had to try it. But really cool game. I don't have too much to say about it other than that, but what a bizarre...
It reminds me of the old Kingsfield or Wizardry games with that kind of first-person jank that you got going on from back then. Almost like old school Bethesda.
Right, you know, and it has that vibe too, where like, you know, you don't just you click on the side of the screen to like move around and stuff like that. It's got some jankiness, like you can tell it's on purpose, but yeah, they 100% capture the vibe. So it's called Hand of Doom, and it looks like it's by Torple. Torple Dook is the developer. I'm not gonna give it Game of the Year or anything like that, but there are definitely a lot way worse ways you could spend $2.99. And you can tell it's it's like a game, like the developers had some passion for it. Like you can see like the real hands and like low res, but yeah, super fun. Hands of Doom. Let's see, what else did I play? Oh, I jumped into and I got kind of sucked into. It was on sale. Super Meat Boy 3D. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, you're playing, this looks like the absolute last game that you would play. Because it's incredibly difficult. And you might be right. But I love 3D platformers. I love Mario 64. Was kind of a thing that like just woke something up in me when I was young. So I've always liked 3D platformers. This one was super fun, but what I thought was unique about it is, I don't know, have you played any of the Super Meat Boys at all?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My son and I were just talking about Super Meat Boy, and like it's probably one of those games that would take a lot of practice to be able to beat without getting hit. Right. I mean, when I play it, I mean, I'll die like 40 times before I get through the level, but they're short enough that it makes me want to keep going. I have a hard time when I die a lot when there's like 5 minutes to get back to the boss, but these, you just die, you go, you die, you go, you die, you go, right? So what really stuck out to me is I always have this problem with a lot of platformers, right? And this might just be a me problem. And this kind of goes back as early as like Sonic the Hedgehog. What I don't like about Sonic the Hedgehog, even though I do like Sonic the Hedgehog, but what I don't like about it is the game encourages you to go fast, right? You're Sonic the Hedgehog, you run everywhere, it's high frame rates for the day, like, but there's also a ton of stuff to collect. So it's like, there's always this kind of thing where they're like, oh, you know, it's a collectathon, but you're also encouraged to go fast. This game kind of sticks to the original Super Meat Boy formula of they're short, go fast, don't worry about collecting stuff. And there is stuff you can collect, but it's not like, oh, there's coins everywhere and you got to like slow down if you want to get them all. They do a good job at like getting away from the collectathon thing and sticking to the meat and potatoes, no pun intended, of what made Super Meat Boy really fun in the first place, which is just short, fast levels that you want to run through. And yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I haven't beat the game yet. I played, I don't know, maybe, I think my playtime says like 3 or 4 hours, something like that. But
it looks like somebody decided to take just regular Super Meat Boy, make the level 3D. So I'm wondering if they got all the level 3D, like not just the normal levels, but like Meat Girl levels and things like that too.
I didn't get far enough to see that. I mean, Meat Girl's in it, obviously. You're trying to rescue her. And it's funny, when you beat a level, there's like different ways. Like sometimes he'll smash her or knock her off. Like you just saw one, he like grabs you and swings you like a purse and like knocks her off the platform, and then, you know, because you're trying to get her. So this is definitely one I'm going to keep playing, but it was on sale and it had been on my radar for a while. There's just some games that like I'm not good at. I know I'll probably never beat all the way through, but I just enjoy playing them because the levels are short. I'm always on the lookout for games where I can just like, oh crap, you know, I just put something in the oven, it's going to be done in 15 minutes. What do I do with myself? I can't start a real project. Oh, I can play a game like Super Meat Boy for 15 minutes.
Yeah, unlike me, where I put something in the oven, I fire up an RPG, and then food's burnt, and then you have to order out.
Well, I've done that too. Although I end up ordering out, and I just end up... Well, okay, so maybe I do end up ordering out. There's been so many times I'm like, all right, kids, get in the car. We're going out to dinner last minute, so they never mind. Especially last night, I made cabbage over rice, and I don't know if it was really a hit or not. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, Super Meat Boy, 3D. If you like 3D platformers and you like the original Super Meat Boy, I can't think of a... I don't think they could have possibly combined these together any better. Let's see, what else did I play? Oh, I know what I played. I finally, after watching so many people play it and hearing so much about it, I finally fired up Path of Exile. Not 1, but Path of Exile 2. I thought about playing through the first one really quick first, but I decided to go right into Path of Exile 2. Obviously, that was a joke, because I think that game is like notoriously like you can play it forever, right? The first one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't play a ton again because I was on vacation this week. I put in maybe about 3 hours is what my Steam time says, and I don't think I stepped away from it, so I probably played the 3 hours. And I had fun. I haven't been blown away yet. I do like a good action RPG. It was fun. Two things that stood out to me, and this is as somebody who's never played the series before, somebody who's just jumping in. If somebody was to say like, oh, I've never played Path of Exile, you just started, what do you think of it? The introduction is awesome. Like, there's no long story, but yet it hits hard. The way the game starts, the way you kind of pick your character and dive in, without having to read a bunch, was awesome. But what really stuck out at me is I fought a couple bosses, and I died so many times on those bosses, right? Like, and I think you're kind of supposed to, right? But the way they do it, I didn't get frustrated. It has that thing where, like, I died. I think the first one I died, I shouldn't say a ton of times. I think I died like 4 or 5 times. But the time that I killed him, I didn't even get hit. Which means the game does a really good job at training you. You know, versus like some games, I'm like, oh god, I played the boss 50 times and I finally got lucky. It's like, I got my butt kicked, and then by the time I beat the boss, I knew exactly what I was doing. Like, as far as strategy, how to move, how to get out of the way. I'm playing a huntress, so I was leaving like my fire bomb behind and like running from them. And so I thought that was, to me, that's a sign of a good game, when you can learn the bosses and stuff.
Yeah, and Path of Exile 2 is different than what Diablo 4 would be, right? Where Diablo 4 is you go in, you just wipe everything out, and then you come back. Path of Exile 2 has that a little bit, but it's more strategic. You have to think more about the boss fights than you do in D4. Like, my biggest complaint with D4 is Lilith was a pushover. Why do we even fight her, right? Where in Path of Exile 2, every boss fight is like you have to go in prepared for the most part, because the fights are more strategic.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as I'm just here for the loot type of fight.
Right. Which, don't get me wrong, I love that. I love the Diablo loop. I love just walking into a room and killing everybody. But you're right, when there's no challenge, it kind of loses some of the magic. I had the same problem with Lilith. I did a bunch of side quests before I got to Lilith. Even in my most recent playthrough. And she's like, I'm Lilith, prepare it. Pfft, she's done. Like, before she even gets to like say hello, and you know. But this game,
like, there's tiers of difficulty for Diablo also. Like, you can keep bumping up the difficulty level, and I'm sure, like you, I was at the highest difficulty level the game would allow me to be at that time, and it still was a pushover. It wasn't much. For Path of Exile 2, yeah, there's some hard bosses. You're gonna have to learn to dodge. You're gonna have to learn your moveset. You're gonna have your build kind of locked in before you fight bosses. And even the first boss, if you're not careful, if you're not prepared, that first boss could even take you out.
Right, yeah. I mean, obviously the first boss took me out. I was still kind of trying to decide like how I was going to play. I mean, this game, I just haven't played anything quite like it. I was expecting it to be a lot more like Diablo, because it looks like it's like Diablo, but it really isn't, other than the way the guy moves around with the isometric view, or I think that's what you'd call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was not what I was expecting at all. I think this is a game that I'll probably be playing for a long time, but with one caveat. I don't think I'm going to dive in yet, and here's why. I like playing with a controller, and I also like I do this on Final Fantasy XIV, I do this on Diablo 4. I love games that let me play with a controller, but the second you hit the start menu and bring up the menu, you can interact with everything with the mouse, because, you know, it's nice to get the pop-up menus when you hover over. And I've heard that they are going to, because right now you have to choose mouse and keyboard or controller. And if you do controller, you can't use the mouse and keyboard on the menu. And I think watching somebody stream, they were saying that they are going to add that. That's in the pipeline. And so I think I'm going to wait for that, because I love playing that way. That's how I play Final Fantasy XIV. I play on the controller. The second I have to dye my clothes or open up a menu, or, you know, I'm constantly moving my map around with the mouse and keyboard. I like that hybrid thing. If they weren't going to add that, I would adapt to the controller, because I've played, I mean, I think I put in 1,000 hours on Diablo 3 with a controller on my Xbox, so I can do it. But since it's in the pipeline, I figure I might as well wait and play it the way that I like to play. So that's why I'm probably going to wait.
I'm kind of in the same camp as you, but for different reasons. So when this game first came out, early access, it was my son and Hawes and I. We played through it. We beat the game, got into end game, started grinding the towers for it, but something fell off. We're like, it didn't feel like the story ended correctly.
Right.
Well, that's because it didn't. We only had like 3 acts, so only half the game was out, and that's because early access, right?
Sure.
They're still working on the game,
which is fine.
And so, yeah, it's fine. So now the game came out, and I jumped into this new expansion, but I felt like something was missing. I was like, I can't get into the game. Like, there's something holding me back from wanting to play it. And that's because they only released 1 more act. We only got like 4 acts now instead of the 6 full acts. So I'm like, I'm just going to wait until the full game comes out, and then I'll jump in for it, because I don't want, I have so many other things I have to play and do and things. I just don't have the time to want to replay the game again and again and again until it's finally out. So I'm just going to wait until the 1.0 releases out, and then I'll play through it again. Yeah,
and that's kind of where I'm at too. I mean, obviously for different reasons, but yeah, a couple of things I'm waiting for. But overall, I really liked it. I mean, how much can you say about it? I mean, it's obviously like one of the most popular games that's out there, right?
Yeah, definitely really great game. Wonderful loot system. A phenomenal build system. Like, if you're a min-maxer, this game is going to tickle that bone for you. It is such a great min-max game. Tons of different varieties of your builds, different things that you can get to enhance different aspects of your build, to change it up a little bit. So if you're into that kind of thing, this is definitely the game for you to check out.
I almost
if you're a story person like me, you should probably wait.
Right. And I'm big in, I mean, you know me, like I've said every single show that I play games on like story mode sometimes, just because I like this. I like adventuring, and I like story. But
yeah.
But yeah, I think I forgot what I was about to say. Yeah,
you were going to say that even though Kiza is playing it, I will totally play this again with Kiza if she wants me to.
Oh yes. Who is in the chat?
Yep.
I remember what I was going to say. This game, I opened that skill tree and I almost just noped out. But then I got to thinking about it. Like, there's nothing wrong with having too many options, but it almost got me thinking, like, are there players who spend like more time like working on their builds just because it's fun? Like, I almost feel like this game you could spend like 3 hours working on the perfect build and then just put it in like autoplay mode and see if it worked. Like, they should add that. I don't know.
No, I think I was joking about that with somebody at one point. I was like, it'd be nice if they just had like the auto level up system for you, so you don't have to think about your build or anything. You just play through the story, and that's all you got to worry about. That'd be a fun little side thing for this game to get more casual players in, because and what got me to think about that was I went back to my old character from when it first early access, and I was like, oh, I'll just play the new stuff with my character, but everything's different.
Right.
Like I'd have to refigure out my whole build and stuff, and I got like 70 to 100 points to figure it out right from end game. I was like, oh no, I this is going to take pen and paper, and I just don't have the time to do this. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I'll wait for in game. I think I don't regret buying it though, because I know it's going to be free to play, but you get it for $30 right now. Well, actually, it's on sale for $15, which is what I did. That's kind of what encouraged me to do it. I saw the free weekend, but then I'm like $14.99. I'll go ahead and pick it up. Because it's the supporter pack, and you get some like money to buy some stuff, and it was just enough money to buy one of the pet cats that's huge, so I have this cat following me around. And when this game comes out for free to play, I probably wouldn't spend any real money in it. Just like, thousands of hours I played in Diablo, I've never spent a dime on it. Like, the only thing that's ever tempted me to really spend money is like fat cats in Final Fantasy XIV, and so short of that, I probably wouldn't have. So, got the early access support, got the cat. I'm happy. As soon as it hits 1.0, or as soon as they add the hybrid thing, I'll probably jump in. Let's see. What else did I play? Oh, I know what I played. This is the last thing I'll mention other than, So I played a game called Chaos Bane, which is another one that I picked up during the Warhammer sale last week. I picked up a couple games because they were just... I love the Warhammer universe, even though I've never played the tabletop game. And some of the games were just so inexpensive, I couldn't help it. This game doesn't even review that well. A lot of people said it wasn't great. But it's here, I'll pull up some footage of it here. It's basically it's an action RPG, another ARPG in the Warhammer universe, and you can play as a dwarf with a gun and stuff. So that sold me. I think I spent like $4 for it. It was like 90% off. But all the reviews said that it just wasn't the best action RPG. But if you like the world, it's fun. And that's exactly what it was. The story's a little corny, but the type of story I love. You just run around and it's fun. I didn't play a ton because, like I said, I was on vacation. But playing... I didn't get to it because I went on vacation. But playing Path of Exile made me think, oh shit. I've got that Chaos Bane game to play. So I fired it up, played it a little bit. I can honestly say I might get lost easier in this game than I might in Path of Exile 2. It's just so straightforward, and it's got more of that Diablo loop where you just run and you just kill stuff. You just pick up the loot and keep going. Yep. I don't have a lot to say about it other than it's a Warhammer action RPG, and it was pretty fun, yeah.
Well, if you like dwarves, Mina has a boss that's a dwarf.
Okay, well now I'm sold. I love high fantasy dwarves. Like, even with all the shortcomings of the Hobbit trilogy, like the dwarfs made up for it for me. I love a classic dwarf accent, I just love it. I love everything about dwarves. When I played WoW in another lifetime ago, like right to the dwarves, which is why when I played Final Fantasy, right to the Lalafels.
Yep. Lolly-ho.
Yep, Lolly-ho.
So an interesting thing in Mina, it's in my brain. I can't stop thinking about it. So Lord of the Rings, there's that joke that kind of landed a little wrong with people. Where like, just toss me, says the dwarf to the elf, right? Well, the dwarf boss in Mina, you're fighting in an arena with the dwarf, and there's dwarves all along the sides, and sometimes the dwarves will jump down, and you can pick those dwarves up and toss them at the boss, and then they'll land and then scurry off back up to the stage.
Oh no, they didn't.
They sure did. They got the dwarf tossing there.
I love it. They just leaned into it or just tossed right into it. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about that game. It's not a new game, so it's not like we're like breaking new ground here. I just couldn't help it. Yeah, look at that, mixed reviews.
I think I have this game in my PlayStation library too. So.
Oh well, it's multiplayer. Maybe we'll do a playthrough of it. It looks like the type of game you could probably play through in a day. I could be wrong, but it looks like that. I also played a little Final Fantasy XIV. I won't go into it too much because, like I said, we're going to be talking a ton about Final Fantasy XIV in our Final Fantasy XIV podcast later this week. But I jumped in. I did the Make It Rain thing because the backpack with the otter is absolutely adorable. I want more backpacks. If they put a fat cat backpack in, I would probably spend real money. Ooh. Hopefully they didn't hear me say that. Oh, they know people will do that. It's coming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying it right now. A fat cat backpack will come within the next year. You heard it right here.
Imagine if they go the extra mile and like you can actually put your fatter cat minion in your backpack and he like pops out every once in a while.
Oh man! Like if you had both, it added an extra animation.
Yep.
I love stuff like that. I mean, who knows? We'll see. Fat cat backpack. I also went on to the Oceanic server and played my new Lalafell Billy Crystals a little bit. Leveled him up a little bit more because I don't know how far I'm going to go with that guy because I might just move my other character over there eventually. But I do want to get in there. I might do it later today, is jump in and get the otter backpack on my other character.
Oh, there you go.
So that's...
What level is he so far?
I don't remember. I want to say maybe 16, 17. I think you only need 16? To be 15. I just got to travel there is all. Yeah. Because I started... It's in Ul'dah where that starts, and I haven't got to the Golden Saucer yet. And I believe... that I started in Limsa because I'm playing a summoner.
I have ulterior motives. I want to make sure that we can line up to be about the same level when we do the first dungeon so we can do it together.
Oh, okay, let's do that this week.
Yeah.
So what level are you right now?
20.
Okay, well I'll get to 20 in the next day or so, and then let's run a dungeon.
But the first dungeon is also MSQ locked, so we have to get to it in MSQ.
Oh man, okay. I will hit you up as soon as I get there, and we'll do it.
Yep.
That sounds fun. I love making new characters, so it's kind of a problem I have. Like, I mean, I know, and then I get frustrated. I'm like, oh god, I don't have my fat cat mount or any of that sort of stuff on here. But I love the idea. I love MMOs like starting fresh. Like the first 20 levels are my favorite of any game. I just love starting games new, which is probably why I play like 15 games a week. I have a problem, Ash.
Hey, I have the same way with some games too, like Terraria. I love the beginning of Terraria. I could do the beginning lots of times. The end game, though, I like feeling like the world's out to get me instead of I'm out to get the world. Right.
Yeah, there's just something about like, welcome adventurer. Here's, go on the first few quests in every MMO. I just love, even if they're just like go genocide this village of like fish people or something like that. Right. It's just, I like it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't say anything about me. All right, so that, I guess, unless you have anything else to add, I think that wraps up what we played. I guess maybe we'll take a short break and come back and play some Name That Tune and maybe a little bit of seeing what happened in the 90s.
Sounds good.
All right, let me see if I can find the break screen. All right, there it is. All right, we'll be right back.
Perfect.
All right, welcome back from the break. I'm always hoping when I push the back button that Ash will be sitting there. I feel like at least one time it's going to happen. I'm going to come back too early and I'm going to come back to an empty chair, but that's okay.
Chair stream. Let's go.
All right. So I will let you pick. Would you like to dive into the 90s or would you like to name a tune first?
Let's do Name the Tune first because I got some fast facts for the 90s I want to get into afterwards.
All right, let's see. Make sure. Oh no, the pre-show is still up. Just kidding. All right.
So, because the pre-show is still up.
Let me pull up my notes. Okay, for this first one, let me get a drink of coffee here. All right. One of these days, I had a wisdom tooth pulled not too long ago, and it still bothers me to this day. One of these days, I'm going to get over that. But sorry, I don't mean to get sidetracked there. In case anyone's wondering, like, why do I do that sometimes? I had a wisdom tooth pulled. Anyways. Let's see here. So the first song, we are going to go back to the PS2, much like the one sitting right there under the yellow submarine on top of the Wii. Which reminds me, I should have said this when we came back from the break. PlayStation event is later today. Ash and I are going to be covering that live, so we will be back at 2 o'clock. So just thought I'd throw that in. I meant to get that in right when we came back. All right. Name That Tune is coming from the PS2. Did you play much PS2, Ash?
A lot of RPGs on it. So like Dark Cloud 2.
All All right, that's what I thought.
Final Fantasy X, Chrono Cross.
All right, this song is Final Fantasy X. Wait, crap. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. All right, so I'm going to play a song, play a PlayStation 2 era. Anyone in chat? I think kind of we have a general rule here, right? Anyone in chat can jump in because there's no guarantee that they're right, so it's not giving the answer away. They could be throwing you a curveball on purpose. They could get the right answer. So chat is more than welcome to play along.
AKA, I need as much help as possible, chat. Please help me out.
Right. Okay. Let's see. So the first song, PlayStation 2. I'm going to fire it up, and then I'll give you multiple choice. Here we go. This is the one you heard right at the top of the show on accident.
Oh, good thing I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, so let me say, this is one of my favorite games, and I have beat this game, and you know, I don't beat every game I play, so that says something.
Well, that music's definitely a banger. Holy cow.
Like, it is a banger, right?
The step up from music quality from, you know, the chiptune to what the PlayStation could do is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Are you ready for the multiple choice here? So we have, it's one of these four. Is it God of War? Is it Beyond Good and Evil? Metal Gear Solid? Or the first Devil May Cry? Those are your choices.
Man. So Beyond Good and Evil, I haven't played it yet. I bought it on like the PS3 or something like that, and then I rebought it again when they did the remastered on the PS4. So that's sitting in there, so I haven't played that yet. God of War, I've played all of the God of War games, but I don't remember this track. It could be part of the God of War track, but I don't remember it. And then you had Devil May Cry, which is the one I'm leaning towards. I think it's Devil May Cry.
Final answer? And locking it in?
Yeah, I'm locking it in.
All right. Womp, 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 womp. No, it is Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, yeah, that's why I haven't played it yet. Man.
And if you played it, I think it would have given it away. Even if you didn't remember the music, here, I'll play it. Just because you hear like chase scenes and stuff going on. Like, but I can see why you might think Devil May Cry, because the Devil May Cry soundtrack is very like Nosferatu, dark, kind of evil sounding.
Yeah. I haven't played the first Devil May Cry in a long time, but man, it felt like Devil May Cry. That just reinforces I got to go play Beyond Good and Evil, because if that soundtrack's in there, man, I got to go play it.
Yeah, the whole thing is like that, and it's got like a 50s radio Fallout kind of vibe too. It's a really fun game. Like I said, I don't beat all the games I play. Oh, let's see, something in the chat, or K1 in the chat says would have picked DMC too. Yeah, I almost didn't include that because it sounded like so close, but I'm thinking, well, you probably played Beyond Good and Evil, and I thought you might have got it if you played it, but
I didn't play a lot of action platformers. I played mostly RPGs.
Yeah.
But like I'm thinking about, so I have Wild Arms, this Wild Arms series, and then I have Spyro series. I might bump Beyond Good and Evil above the Spyro series because it's a one-off game, right?
It's a one-off game, and you can beat it quickly. I mean, I don't know how long it would take if you were trying to like 100% it, but I picked it up. I played it on the GameCube. I picked it up at like GameStop after work on a Friday, and I was done on Sunday.
Okay.
And
well, that soundtrack's in
there.
there.
Yeah,
that's a banging soundtrack.
And it's not a platformer either. It's more of just an adventure. You know, like there's a lot of it are stealth mechanics, like early stealth mechanics where, you know, they got to go around the corner, then you got to sneak behind them before they turn around. And then it's also got like, sometimes you're racing on like a boat. Sometimes you're like infiltrating a base. It's not a platformer.
So it's not like a Jack and Daxter?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. It's from the images I've seen, it looked to me in my brain, it looked like a Jack and Daxter clone.
It's like, I guess, keep in mind, it's been a long time since I played it, because I played it when it first came out. I guess I would describe it as like Splinter Cell mixed with Zelda in a Fallout world.
Oh. Yeah, totally not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it was a platformer when I bought it too, But I just heard like everyone was loving it. Like at the time, like IGN gave it a good rating, and I was a GameCube player, so I didn't have as much of a selection. So when I heard something was like rated really good, I jumped on it. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready for the next one? This is the one where we don't stick to one system. It could be anything, and I don't use the original recording from the game. I usually find a cover, whether it's a metal band or a classical guitar player or a trumpet player playing a solo trumpet piece, which this is not. This is a cappella again, and I need to look. I'll put it in the notes. I'm blanking on the name. I feel absolutely horrible if the person who created it's a channel that does all a cappella. It's like what is it? OST a cappella. I'll look it up. I'll make sure I get it in the show notes.
So it's not Smooth the Groove.
No. Nope. All a cappella singing one of these songs. Here you go. All right, here's your multiple choice. Is it Zelda Wind Waker? Is it Dragon Quest VII? Crash Bandicoot? Final Fantasy X?
So it seems too nice and happy to be Final Fantasy X. It could be Dragon Quest VII. There's a lot of Dragon Quest things in here. But I don't think it is because, man, it makes it hard when it's a cappella, right? You don't have the full. But it sounds Zelda. It sounds like it's something out of Zelda. So I'm going to go Wind Waker.
Final answer?
Yeah.
All right. Also, chat also says Zelda because it vaguely rings a bell. Both you and chat are correct. It is Zelda Wind Waker. It's just the music like when you're walking around the village. And sometimes the acapellas can be pretty tough, but this song actually doesn't sound too much different than the acapella. I thought maybe you might have went Final Fantasy because it's beach based. I don't know. I'm basing that on nothing. I haven't played Final. No, I played a little Final Fantasy X.
There were some notes in there that made me feel like the kid with a snot dripping out of his nose.
Oh.
And that's what kind of got me. I was like, man, I haven't played Wind Waker in a long time. I think last time I played it was like 5 years ago with my son when we sat down to play it on our Wii. And I was like, that's what it feels like. It feels like it's a Zelda adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, it's exactly that scene with the kid with the snot and all that. So you're 100% correct. Good job, Ash. Good job, chat. That's a game. That's another game that I picked up at GameStop right after work on Friday. Took the week off to play through it and beat it in the weekend and was so let down. I didn't know what to do with myself. I had a week off of work that was set aside to play Zelda, and I was like already done.
Have you seen some of the speed runs for Wind Waker? It is wild.
How fast are they?
It's not even necessarily about how fast they do it. It's some of the text that they use to get from island to island. It's wild. Check it out. Like, who needs a boat when you could just run through the water?
Just all the exploits and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy how they find that stuff. It's also fun, like watching streamers that speed run. They're like, all right, I'm going to start this game. Like watching somebody when they stream it, like just searching the game for exploits is fun to watch them do because they're just like diving into every single nook and cranny and sometimes trying like taking cartridges in and out and just all kinds of crazy stuff. Do you remember when that was the thing, right? I think it was was it Banjo Kazooie that had like kind of an Easter egg if you took the cart out and put in, maybe it was Diddy Kong Racing, and you put there was something that Rare did where if you hot swapped the cartridge, it gave you like an Easter egg, and it was on purpose. And then when they made a new revision of it, they took it out because Nintendo didn't know about it. But I guess like that could potentially damage something, and so Nintendo like made them like edit it out on a revision.
Yeah,
but that was like a thing.
That's probably because speedrunners in the old days could hot swap NES carts to mess with the memory for it. So load in different memory. So like if you want to speedrun Mario 1, you could hot swap it out, load in different memory cards, and then run with it, which is weird. And like sometimes a game wouldn't work. So if you hot swap carts with a different game, that could get the game to work too. So,
oh yeah, it's funny taking advantage of the jank. I remember like Mario 3 was one where Super Mario Brothers 3 on the NES, like the second level, there's a thing where the Goombas come out of the pipe. And once 5 Goombas are on screen, it hits the RAM kind of hard and the game slows down a little bit. So it makes it easy to just jump up in slow motion and just keep jumping on Goombas as they keep coming out the pipe. And that's how you would get to infinite lives on Mario 3. So,
yep. Oh, man. Yeah, hot take, Mario 3 is best Mario game.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. By far my favorite Mario game.
It's the one I just restarted playing. I found when I was up at our local game store, they had a copy of the... I think it's Super Mario Advanced 4 Mario Brothers 3.
Oh wow!
And I love the ones because it's like people forget about them. The advanced versions had it, and I think they're kind of looked at a little bit more. But when they redid 1, 2, and 3 with the up to 16-bit graphics, unlike the Super Mario All Stars is when they first did it on the Super Nintendo, and you got like Mario 1, 2, and 3 with like 16-bit graphics, and I feel like a lot of people forgot about that.
Yeah. Mario 3 definitely needs more love and attention, I think. I don't think it gets nearly enough. Most people talk about 1 and 2, and then they don't really say much about 3. I think there's a small niche of people who are like, oh yeah, 3 is the best, and I'm in that camp. But I'm also in the camp that says Zelda 2 is the best, so...
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to pick a favorite Mario. I like 3 better than I like Super Mario World.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've 100%ed all the Mario games, even Super Mario World with like, you know, the bonus levels that are like in the star. I remember those being really hard. But Super Mario 3, I just got a soft spot for it. I mean, I just remember like how hard it was because it was like the first game where it needed a save, but it didn't have one. That's like the first game where you'd like try to like set some pillows on top of your NES so like the cat wouldn't accidentally turn it off while you were like in bed and stuff so you could play the next morning. But
yeah, that game sticks in my head back then because my brother's dad had got us that game. He's like, I have a friend at work who says this game is too hard to beat. Nobody could beat it in a weekend. So my brother and I was like, well, that sounds like a challenge. we're gonna beat in the weekend, which we did. But oh man, we were up all night, all day long playing through the game. And oh yeah, if I remember right, there was a movie about Super Mario Bros. 3. Like Nintendo decided to go all in to promote Mario Bros. 3 and the Power Glove called The Wizard. And
yeah, like, with Fred Savage.
Fred Savage, yep. So like a 2-hour ad campaign for Mario 3.
Right. And the Power Glove, which was cool as hell, but also just a piece of junk, right? Like, what could you do with that?
Yeah, it never worked right. So.
This is kind of like a little bit of a side take here, but the Power Glove reminded me of my experience when I bought an Apple Watch. I bought an Apple Watch, and I immediately got rid of it for one reason. I was thinking it would be really convenient, because at the time I was like flying a lot. Like I was flying at least like twice a week for work. This is back when I was like in the game dev world. And I was like always traveling. In fact, I worked in a different city than I live. So I'm like always like in and out. And I'm like, it would be so convenient to be able to get my text messages and all that while I'm like kind of on the go and everything. And then I got off the airplane. I'm pulling my little bag behind me. Somebody at my work is texting, like asking a question about something we're going to do. And I'm like running late to get to the meeting. And they're like texting me. And I'm having to stop and do the thing, you know, and I realized at that point, if I had my phone, I could be flipping through and like checking what I'm missing. And with the watch, if your other hand's full, you can't bend your fingers backwards to get to the watch. And I realized that at that point, a watch is nowhere near as convenient as a phone, because even though it looks hands-free, you cannot use a watch with one hand because you can't touch it with the hand that's wearing it. I know that sounds like a little bit of a tangent, but oh my goodness. And I'm also so glad I don't live in that world anymore. Like, I am so not the guy who's like checking my messages like on the way to a meeting ever again.
Me either.
But yeah, so I can't do a watch, and it just the Power Glove was the same thing. It's like it had the controller on it. Like how are you? Like it just kind of didn't make sense.
And Nintendo is notorious for all the janky little, peripherals. You know, you had the little robot, you had the light gun, you had the bazooka gun, like tons of peripherals for it.
I love it. I mean, I still wish I had a Power Glove. I would love to have one sitting on my shelf just for like nostalgia. I'd love to have like Like if I came to like a yard sale and they had a Rob for like $5 that didn't work, I would still pick it up just to set it on the shelf.
They even made the Power Glove for left-handed people too. So they had a right-handed Power Glove and a left-handed Power Glove.
Oh, I did not know that. Is that for real, huh?
For real, yep. And I didn't know that either until I watched a made-for-YouTube movie called Kung Fury, where they take a bunch of 80s nostalgia, and the hacker guy puts on a Power Glove to start typing on his computer. And then there's a frame of him with a left-handed Power Glove on too. I was like, oh, they switched Power Gloves.
Oh, that is wild.
Yep.
Ned Flanders would have been happy. I think he was a famous lefty, right? Yeah, those old peripherals were awesome. I remember the track and field, the pad. Like every kid, like just pounding on it with both hands, like cheating on track and field,
yep,
to get the high score.
I actually have it as a track and field pad. I have it as a rug in my room here. I'll put it on camera one of these days. But like I snipped the cord off and taped it up, and now it's just like a little rug for when you walk into the room.
Oh, I love it. I love it when people do cool stuff like that with art or like old, like I see people post on Reddit, like somebody's been posting a lot, like making like this 3D pictures of like systems that are taken apart that weren't working and stuff. Like I love stuff like that. It's so cool. Yeah. So much cooler. I just got the plain ass Zelda poster on my wall back there. Speaking of Wind Waker, there you go. Wind Waker right there.
Perfect. What's that saying? You have to protect retro. You don't have a choice. Like all retro stuff, you have to repair all retro. Yeah. Even
though I infamously wrecked my DS Lite not too long ago. Its hinge was already broken. I feel like I made up for it when I fixed the GBA SP and took it on vacation with me, showed it some love. So, all right. So that,
talking about retro, there's some fun facts for today. I just grabbed these real fast.
Are we segueing into the it happened this week in the 90s?
Yep, we sure are.
Let's do it.
So, quick couple of fun facts. Today, June 2nd, at the Chicago Consumer Electronics Show, Nintendo officially revealed that the Japanese Super Famicom would be called the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
That's awesome. You want to hear a cool story about the Super Famicom real quick?
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, my uncle, who I later worked with, same one I worked with, mentioning when I was traveling around and stuff, he was a writer for Nintendo Power at the time, up in Redmond, because I'm from Washington. And he was given a Super Famicom before the Super Nintendo came out to the United States to do some write-ups on it. And he gave it to me to keep for a couple weeks before he had to send it back, because he basically did all his stuff in a weekend or whatever, and then was like, have at it. And I'm telling you, this is the stuff out of a movie. Like, I became a legend at school. Like, kids didn't believe that I had it. And so like my parents wouldn't let like everybody come over at once, so I would like kids would take turns coming over after school to see it, because it had, this is before the internet, so no one even knew about it, right? So they're like, oh yeah, sure, you're just making it up. But I had a Mario Golf, and I had Super Mario World that was in Japanese before it came out. So we played through Super Mario World, and like kids would come over every day after school. My parents would only let a couple come, so different kids over every day with me and my one friend who always came over that I played through the game with, and it was just absolutely crazy.
That would be me. I'd be your one friend.
Right, you would have been the one friend who would have always been there. Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave.
But yeah, I mean, just looking back, I mean, it sounds like I'm probably like BSing right now, because it sounds like such a crazy thing, but it's such a childhood memory of mine. And I was like so young. I was like elementary school. It was just wild. It was the coolest thing ever to have. And I just died inside when I had to give it back, because I didn't get a Super Nintendo till years later, because I just, like, my family couldn't afford one because they were really expensive, and so, oh my goodness. Sorry to sidetrack your story.
Oh. No, that's a great story. Like, whether it's true or not, it's a beautiful story. Like, it has to be true. There's no other way for it to be.
I love whether it's true or not. I promise it's true, though.
So another interesting thing that happened this day is at the same event that we got the name of the Super Nintendo, Sega promoted their upcoming launch title, Sonic the Hedgehog.
For the first time, June 2nd.
For the first time, June 2nd. At the same time, we got the name of the Super Famicom. So, like...
What year was that?
1991.
91. Wow.
Yep. So, like, how cool is that? That even though we talk about the console wars back in the day, it was an actual thing. It was a real thing that, like, they were trying to one up each other at the same event. Like, that's kind of cool.
You know, it's pretty crazy when you look at what happened. Like, it was, you know, Sega Genesis, or it was Sega or Nintendo, right? And people were so loyal. I've never been like that. I've always been like, I want them all. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be going into the grocery store, seeing the gaming magazines and being like, oh, this isn't on my system. I was more like, I need everything, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't pick Sega or Nintendo, right? You'd just be both. And
yeah.
I think I've told you this story before, but I got into trouble at my elementary school one day because of it.
I don't remember this.
Okay, I might have told Hazo. I don't remember. Anyway, there was a fundraiser that our school, elementary school, was doing, and they knew I could have some kind of artistic talent. Not the best, but I could draw, right? Mm-hmm. I had that going for me. And my friend could draw too, and we'd both kind of draw back and forth. And so they're like, hey, why don't you guys draw the banner for the fair? Put it up there and get some parents in. We're like, yeah, sure, no problem. We'll make a banner for the fair. We're young. All we think about are video games. I mean, of course, I'm an adult and all I think about are video games.
Right, something's never changed.
But like the console war back then, the Nintendo Sega war was so strong that on the banner, we drew Sonic and Mario with their dukes out facing each other for the fair for the school.
For the fair.
Yep.
So, I mean, and it's not like a video. I mean, it's literally just like, you know, come get some funnel cake and look at the pigs and chickens. How do we advertise this? Video game, Mario, Dukes Up. I love it.
Yep. They couldn't use it, obviously.
They didn't even use it, huh?
No, because, you know, they can't, obviously, because copyright stuff or whatever. They were afraid. But, like, that's the banner we made. And we didn't make another one. That was just it. We're like, no, we already spent too much time on this. And I think my friend took it home. He was able to, like, you know, I'm going to keep this. But hilarious. It was like the elementary fair with Sonic and Mario on it.
I love it. You're like, we already created you a masterpiece. Be gone.
Yep.
Well, I love it.
Okay. So this week, I guess this one released June 2nd in 1992, so a year later. This game you might have played.
Okay.
And it's notorious for being one of those games where it seems like it's for kids. It seems like it's just going to be a fun time, but it's not. It is very hard. And that game is Echo the Dolphin.
Oh, yeah.
What do you know about this game?
I've owned Echo the Dolphin on multiple systems, including the Sega Game Gear, which I don't think is by any means the definitive version. I've played it on the Genesis. I never played the Sega CD because, as far as I understand, the Sega CD is considered the superior version because it has the best soundtrack, which is, at least from what I understand about this game, that the soundtrack is a big part of it because it's a vibe. It's got this ethereal kind of music and stuff. And if you don't have the CD version, you don't have that music, and it's just not the same.
Yeah.
And I do know that can we give spoilers on Echo the Dolphin? Has it been around long enough?
I mean, I'm sure if people are watching this podcast, they know we spoil things. So
okay, yeah. So this is your chance. Duck out for the next 30 seconds. Echo the Dolphin has aliens. Like, like it is such a different game than you're thinking. You're like, it just starts out like playing, just running around, you know, doing some difficult jumps, flipping out of the water. But it gets a little bit crazy. I haven't played it in probably 20 years, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played it since I was a kid either. But yeah, when we got to the point where there were aliens, my brother and I were like, you know, this might not be the game for us. we just wanted a game that we can jump out of the water as a dolphin, play around. But man, that game was hard. We spent months playing that game. It wasn't a one and done game. It was in that generation of, hey, we have this theory about dumping quarters into games to keep people playing, which obviously you don't put quarters in Echo the Dolphin. But it was around that time of difficulty for games. And it's just, I think the creator was like, you know, dolphins are smart. Humans are smart too. let's see how smart humans are compared to dolphins.
Yeah.
In the game.
And I think, yeah, it looks like...
Oh, hey, look at that.
There's a new one coming out. Enable notifications on my desktop. I don't think so. I don't know how... I guess they really don't have much here. But they have a timer counting down that there is 1,178 hours until this game comes out. So.
Oh, man. Another Echo the Dolphin game. Heck yeah.
Yep. So it is...
Imagine if they make it multiplayer.
It is in the pipework, so yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling that game, it's either going to kind of shadow launch and no one's going to pay attention to it, or it's going to be a huge deal, and I don't think there'll be any in between.
Yeah, probably not. It's going to be a huge deal regardless, because people have fond memories of Echo the Dolphin, but they only have fond memories typically of the first level, right? where you're just the dolphin talking to other dolphins and then jumping out of the water, because it was hard to get even past the first level if you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, and I have a theory, and I don't know if this is correct or not, but I think that it's one of those games that not everyone played originally, but I think when people start doing emulation, there's games that are go-tos, so they're like, they go on Reddit, they're like, what are the top games on like Genesis or whatever of that era, and they're like, oh, Golden Axe, Sonic the Hedgehog, Echo the Dolphin, so they fire it up, they run around a little bit, and they check it out, and they're like, oh, this is neat. And then they have 700 other games on their emulator collection and they don't play it. So I think that's where a lot of people have experienced it, and they probably just checked it out for 5 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
Because...
do you... Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry.
I was just going to ask.
Sorry.
You remember the name of the aliens?
No, it's been forever. I don't even know if I remember what they look like. What are they called?
The Vortex.
The Vortex. Oh, okay. God, that doesn't even ring a bell. It's been so long.
Right? I don't remember. Such a wild game. I love it.
Yeah. And I had the whack non-CD version anyways.
So, sticking with the theme of things that look simple and maybe even educational, because I'm sure...
Is this our non-video game one?
Yep, this is non-video game one. So some things look simple and kind of educational, but really aren't. For a toy that released in 1996, has a very popular theme song, much like the last one that I couldn't remember, or Butcher singing. You want to take a guess at this one?
It has a song, huh?
Uh-huh. And people sing it to this day.
Man, okay. Give me 5 seconds, and if I can't come up with it.
Okay. It's still sold in stores today also. So you could go out and buy it. It's a slightly different version, obviously, from then. Like it has more features than what the 90s one have.
I feel like, it's not the Slinky. I don't know. What is it?
That's okay. Bop It.
Bop? Really?
Yep. Bop It came out in 1996. And it only had a couple concepts. You can bop it, twist it, and pull it. And that was it. That was the extent of it. But it got really difficult. Today's version of Bop It, though, has new game modes, new trackers, new timers, all sorts of fancy things like that.
I didn't even know about Bop It until I had kids. In fact, whenever I get into one of my kids' closet, I don't know where it's at buried, but there's a Bop It that still makes noise. Because, like you touch them and then they won't shut up for a bit. So somewhere there's a Bop It buried in a closet that still talks to this day. But I did not realize that they were around in the 90s. I thought they were like a young Gen Z toy or something.
Yeah, 1996. I guess the inventor decided that he wanted to make a toy for his daughter, and that's how Bop It came around.
That is crazy. Had no idea.
Yeah. Cool, huh?
I guess if you like Bop It. No.
So if you could bring back one toy or game, Echo or Bop It, which one would you want to see more of?
I'm going to take the new Echo launch over a relaunch of the new Bop It AI.
Yeah, I think so. And I would like them to keep the whole alien thing secret in Echo also, like a new twist. Not necessarily aliens, but maybe like, I guess they did an Echo with time travel too, like Tides of Time or something. Like some kind of new Echo twist that you wouldn't be expecting that a dolphin goes through.
Well, I think even aliens, because other than the 21 people who will hear the podcast, like, and maybe the 4 people who beat the game, I don't think a lot of people know. Because, like you said, no one played that far into the game.
Yeah, hardly anybody. Not even friends of mine. They were like, "Oh yeah, I played that a little bit." I'm like, "Did you get the aliens? There's not aliens in that game."
Right.
Oh, you didn't play the game far enough then.
No one believed you that there were aliens, and no one believed me that I had a Super Famicom.
Right.
All right, we're just a podcast of liars. We sit on a throne of lies.
Woo! Woo!
I sit on a gaming chair of lies.
Gaming chair of lies.
There's the title of the episode, Gaming Chair of Lies. No. Actually,
that's kind of cool.
No,
it's kind of cool that we both had uncles in the kind of gaming industry sphere, because my uncle worked for the government on Tandy computers to get them going, and he's the one who got me into like video games and computer commands and things like that. So
yeah. Weird thing is though, this probably wasn't true for you. My uncle was only 3 years older than me.
Oh, really?
So he had his Nintendo Power writing gig when he was like 16 years old or 15 or something like that. He was like one of those overachievers. Like he quit school when he was like in 10th grade or something like that, and went to the University of Washington to start doing some stuff, and just like one of those kind of super brains. We used to always, he had this trick where he could do math really fast. Like, so me and my friends, like when we were like, you know, super young, when we were, I don't know, like that age when you start hanging out and like prank calling people and stuff, we would for fun, we'd call him because he could add stuff up really fast. You could be like, what's 35 times 2 plus 95 minus 7 plus 5 times 3, and he'd instantly have the answer. So we used to like call him up all the time and get him to do that, and we'd follow with a calculator and he'd be right.
I was going to say there was no internet to track him back then, so we could say whatever we wanted to.
Right, but we'd be on the calculator like going along, and I remember like I'd be saying it and he'd say the answer, and my friend would look, he was like, "Oh my god, like how do you do that?" And to this day I don't know.
A lot of practice.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this. He's like, well, I don't know. He might listen to it. We still keep in touch, so.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Good family.
Yep.
Which reminds me, everybody, that's our most precious time, is the time we spend with our friends and family.
Yep. Absolutely 100%.
Let your loved ones know.
This is why I play so much. This is why I play so much Nintendo to this day, because like a lot of my gaming is the Mario Kart and the Smash Bros. With the kids.
Yep.
And
I think that's the beauty about gaming. It's changed, right? When we were younger, gaming was that little nerdy thing you did in your bedroom away from anybody else. Nowadays, though, gaming is about friendship. Gaming is about hanging out with your pals, with your family. Like my wife even plays some games that we talk about. Like I don't play the game she plays, and she doesn't play the games I play, but it's something in common that we get to talk about. Right?
Mine just plays Diablo.
I know.
No, when you said it used to be this dirty little secret you would like play in your room, I thought you were going to say, now that I'm an adult, it's this dirty little secret that I play in my office. Right? Our nerd layers with our junk. Did I just call it junk? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. It's not junk. It's precious, or I wouldn't have it back there. Everything on my shelf back there has a memory tied to it. So.
Heck yeah.
All right, well, I think that about wraps up the podcast. I was going to say we should probably do a short podcast this week since we're going to be back, but we did the exact opposite. We went over 2 hours, and now, for anyone in the chat, we are going to be back at 2 o'clock Pacific time, because Ash and I are both on the West Coast. For the Sony State of Play, we're going to be covering it live / just talking over it, so if you want to actually watch it, don't watch us. If you want to have some fun and chat along with us and hang out while we watch it, please join us. And I will go ahead and post it on YouTube after we're done too. So we'll make a permanent copy of it. And this podcast will be live.
It's an extra long episode to make up for last week, because last week we didn't do a live.
You're right. And it was a little bit on the closer to the side. We shoot for an hour. And last week was only like an hour and a half. So it was kind of short. That doesn't make any sense. All right. Well, where can we find you, Ash, if we want to watch you stream some video games or anything like that?
Ash Sugar at twitch.com. And I've been trying to stream Wednesdays and Saturdays. Last Saturday I couldn't because vacation, but I'll get back to it.
All right, so it looks like maybe we'll see you tomorrow doing some Final Fantasy, I believe, on Wednesdays and some Wild Arms on Saturdays.
You got it.
And I am also, I'm streaming at BuddyCatGG, same username as the channel here. But also, if you want to find this podcast on anywhere else like iTunes or Spotify, or just catch up with anything else we're doing, like our new Final Fantasy podcast is coming out, buddycat.gg is the website. That's buddycat.gg or .gg. Don't put a www on there. I don't think that works. I think HTTP whatever it does, but it's just buddycat.gg. That's how you can find it. And I'll put anything else that we talked about, like the Goobbhue game. I'll put it in the show links, and we'll get this up, and we'll be back in a little bit. I'll see you in about 2 hours, Ash.
Yep, 2 hours. Thanks for listening, everybody.